All right, next up is our Richard W. Trollinger Center Associate of the Year. For nearly 3 decades, Dr. Richard Trollinger embodied the very soul of center philanthropy, approaching every donor with gratitude, grace, and genuine human connection. In recognition of Richard's tremendous impact on Center College and our donors, and in gratitude for his 3 decades of service, the college named its highest philanthropic honor after Richard upon his retirement in 2017. Tonight, our second award recognizes a benefactor whose generosity transcends mere financial support and embodies the same spirit of philanthropic goodwill that defined Richard's career. The recipient demonstrates leadership and vision, as well as a profound personal commitment to the college's growth and success, and his extraordinary generosity has had a transformational impact on Center College. I am honored to announce that this year's recipient of the Richard W. Trollinger Center Associate of the Year Award is George H. Sanderlin. George Sanderlin graduated from Center in 1979 with a BS in economics. At Center, he was a conference-ranked 400-meter hurdler and ran on the 4x400 meter relay. After leaving Center, George went on to earn an MBA from Duke University in 1985. Throughout his illustrious career, George held corporate management positions at Sweetheart Cup, Browning Ferris Industries, Time Inc., and UPS, where he retired from the corporate office in 2007. Currently, he serves as the executive director of the Modern Pentathlon of the South Club and as the director of track and field and cross country at Collins High School in Shelby County, Kentucky. George holds the highest level of coaching certification that the USATF offers, and he has been a USATF certified official since 2008. During his coaching career, George has coached over 130 school record holders at 4 schools in 2 states, 1 state champion in Georgia, and 11 state champions in Kentucky, and 1 national champion and 3 high school All-Americans. An award winner himself, George has competed both nationally and internationally in 5 separate sports, and he earned the bronze medal at the Pan Am Games in the pentathlon and a bronze medal in the Canadian Modern Pentathlon Championships. George holds a vision for using his philanthropic investments to advance the sports of cross country and track and field, and to strengthen communities, including the Center College campus community. With a $1.25 million investment at Center, George established the Track and Field and Cross Country Endowment, and he generously funded the college's indoor track and field house, which he chose to name in honor of his friend and legendary Center coach, Lisa Owens. Further, he has used his estate plans to add at least an additional $1 million investment, which he will divide between the priorities he has supported during his lifetime.
Wow. Well, good evening, esteemed guests, faculty, administrators, and fellow alumni. I'm truly honored to accept this great award. I'd like to personally thank those in the administration that made this possible. That includes President Milt Moreland, whom I've had the pleasure to get to know personally. In fact, came out and toured around on my farm in the Gator and did all kinds of fun things. So that was great. Jackie Seaver, the development office, in putting all this evening and everything together. And fellow Beta, Steve Lowndes of the development office, who I've known for 50 some odd years now, in making my vision for Center come true. So thank you, Steve. I'd also like to thank Athletic Director Brad Fields and certainly Director of Track and Cross Country Lisa Owens for helping me create my vision for Center and making that a reality. And also thank you, Lisa, for letting me host meets, borrow javelins, and borrow other track and field equipment and putting up with all that. I'd also like to thank my esteemed guests, and this includes my longtime friend and fellow Center Beta, Steve Booker, who supported my endeavors at Center and ever since. And Steve's brother, John, who was a Swanee alum, now we're not going to hold that against him, he said something recently, a couple of years back, that really struck me and really I've taken to heart. He said, why shouldn't we give gifts to organizations now rather than wait and put them in our will or whatever?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that way people can enjoy the results of their benevolence and actually see the results of their benevolence. So that hit home. I also want to thank my dear friend and center classmate, Nell Bradley. Nell helped me with a very important real estate deal that helped me develop my athletic complex on one of my farms that enables Center to come and work out on my cross-country course at my farm annually. So thank you, Nell.
Very good. Again.
After just a little background about me, and you've heard the great presentation that people did, that was pretty awesome. After retiring from corporate Atlanta, I coached high school track and field for 8 years. Then I thought about coaching college track, and I talked to Coach Owens, and she told me something that was really profound to me anyway. She said, you're going to have a greater impact on high school students, younger athletes, than you ever would on college athletes. So you could be a college coach, you'd probably be a good one, but you're going to have a much greater impact on high school athletes. And that was the first time I really thought about the word impact. Impact. And then a couple of years ago, at the dedication of the Lisa Owens Track at Center, I also heard President Moreland mention the word impact when he was talking about Coach Owens. So I'm convinced that the word impact is a key ingredient in creating a meaningful legacy. Now, studies show that one of the most powerful ways to create happiness is to express gratitude. So I've tried to express gratitude for the benefits that I got from Center and from the great sport of track and field. I did this not only by helping fund the indoor track, but to also fund the track and cross-country programs' ongoing expenses, as well as being involved in the program. I regularly officiate meets, and I call myself the voice of the running colonels as announcer for Center's meets. So that has been a lot of fun, and I hope to continue that. So the secret of happiness is to count your blessings while others are adding up their troubles. On a side note, now Coach Owens, you've got to be quiet on this one. Who can guess how many years the Center men's track and field team has been running, jumping, and throwing? Guesses? Anybody? How many years? How much? 136 years. Yes, 136 years. So, and Coach Owens has been a part of that for certainly the last 28 to 30 years. So that's great. Center's like a family to me. People leave assets in their wills to family. I just chose to include Center as my family and leave a legacy that I could actually witness. In the movie, I think we've all seen It's a Wonderful Life over the holidays, but there is a little framed quote in Pa Bailey's office at the SNL, at the Bailey Savings and Loan. It says, all you can take with you is that what you've given away. And that message really rings true to me. Now, you can achieve happiness by doing a couple of simple things. You can start a gratitude journal, or you can write thank you letters. And recently I've done both, and I think I'm happier because of that. So in the future, I'm going to be working with Brad and Lisa on a press box at the indoor track that is not only nicer, but a lot easier to access. I about slipped and broke my neck the first time climbing up that ladder, but that's another story. I won't get into that. Thanks to Nick Edwards, is my fellow coach, rival coach. We're rivals, we're friendly rivals at Shelby County High. Coach Collins, which is Martha Lane Collins. A lot of folks under 40 don't know. She was the first and only female governor in the state of Kentucky, okay? So she was an educator from Shelby County So it's appropriate that instead of naming, we're on the west side, county's on the east side, instead of naming it West Side High or West High, we called it Martha Lee Collins. But, little known fact, Shelby County is the only county in the United States where all the public high schools track and field teams are coached by Center Track alumni. Thank you, Nick Edwards. Now, however, to my knowledge, no track student athlete at high school level from either program has matriculated to Center. And I plan to change that. So again, I thank you in closing for this award and look forward to what we can achieve together. However, it won't happen if we're sitting on our hands. So to quote Pastor Akins of the Ozark Baptist Church, the Ozark Gospel Church, get up, get out, and get going. Thank you.